Born and raised in Mexico for this first few years of his life. Then at a young age, he came over by himself to the United States, and you know started doing his thing over here. And for me, it was just like I was raised very Hispanic from Mexico because that's the way my dad did it. My brother is the one with the brains, per se. He's the one that went to college, graduated, got his degrees, did all that stuff. Me, I like to play around. I was in the streets. I was doing stupid things. I was that guy. So, I graduated. Because my dad told me if I did, he'd kill me. So I graduated, and then I went to college for a year, and I thought, I'm wasting my time. So I kept on working. And that's kind of how I did it.
What influenced you the most, and how?
You know what? There was never no influence, not even for my. As a matter of fact, my parents, my whole family didn't want me to fight at all. Period. Because you had to train, you had to run, and they knew I was into partying and goofing off and getting in trouble. That was my thing. And but for some reason, and I couldn't tell you why. One day, at 10 years old, I just decided, no, that's a lie. I do remember why. Because I was down the street, and my brother, his trainer had came picked him up to take him to the gym. My brother was already training. He's 4 years older than me, and he was going around the corner, and there I was getting ready to get into a fight. And so, he said, hey man, you want to fight? I go, yeah. I thought he wanted to watch it, So I got a little pumped up, and I go, yeah. I go, watch this. He goes, no. He goes, jump in the car, let's go. I go, what? Go jump in the car, let's go. All right. So I let the dude stand there, jumped in the car, went to the gym, never stopped going. I didn't stop until I was 17. I stopped for about 8 months. I got tired of it.
So your fighting career spanned over 16 years. How far were you when you realized that this was your passion, that fighting was your passion?
You know what, bro? It really was. It's not really a passion. It's just something that I do.
Yeah.
I like doing it.
That.
Yeah. It's. I mean, on the real, after a fight, shit. Even on a loss, some fights that I lost, shit, I was out partying that night. It was just something that I did. It didn't define me. But I tell you what. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
But I'll tell you what, honestly, boxing and the business of boxing taught me a lot about life. It helped me grow up to be a better person. It really did.
Right. I say passion because, there's some guys that get into it because, maybe they got a father that wants them to get into boxing, but their heart's not really into it. There's other guys that they get into it for whatever reason, but their heart's not really into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So were you from the gang life and you were exposed? You said you were exposed to it. So I know you said you grew up in the hood.
Yeah. You know what, man? But I never really got into it. You know what I mean? It just wasn't my thing. I like, watch this. You can't tell me. I'm that guy that says, if someone says, hey man, let's go jump this dude. No, man, why don't you go jump him on yourself? I mean, ain't you man enough to do it yourself? I would do it myself. So I didn't want to have to have anybody back me up, because if I can't, watch this. If I get my shit into something I can't handle, I can run real fast and I can run real far. I ain't tripping. Hey, it's live to tomorrow. You know what I mean? But my problem is I just don't run. I'll handle it. And I'm that guy. I've always been that guy. I'll talk shit, but if I'm wrong and you prove me that I'm wrong, hey man, I'm sorry, bro. My bad. I'm wrong. You're right. I have no problem saying that. And if they got a problem with me when I admit that I'm wrong, then that's on them, not me. We can handle it from that part. But I'm 60 years old, bro. You know what I mean? I'm an old dude. I'm happy. I'm cool. Yeah, I don't. But still, at 60 years old, I ain't running. And I'll swing first.
I said the same thing, bro.
Yeah, for real. Oh, for real.
Yeah, man. Hey, check it out. This is off out of sequence right here. But you know what? I heard about you in I want to say it was 1989, bro. I went to prison at a young age, 18 years old. I ended up in Susanville, but I heard about you in Susanville.
Uh-huh.
What I'm trying to figure out, what I was thinking about was, you know, why did I hear about you? Because I mean, I know you were a 3-time world champion, and you were somebody. You were a major. You were somebody that a lot of the homeboys from Sacramento, a lot of them looked up to you. You were a legend over there in Sacramento. But were you kind of tied into the gang life? Because it's like, were the homies mentioning you because you were kind of tied in out there on the streets, or because it was just you were out there in Sacramento blowing up?
No, I think I never really did the gang stuff. I was always I always considered myself a gang of one. I don't get myself into shit I can't take myself out of. You know what I mean? And I handle my business the way I handle my business, just like anybody else would. I've always been like that. I've been cruising Franklin Boulevard since I was, I think, 13, 14 years old in my own car. Because that's the way I was raised. And if I had something that had to happen to go down on Franklin, then I handled it. You know what I mean? Any way they wanted to handle it, I handled it. That was just me. But I have a lot of friends in the gang life. They never try to tag me in because they know me. That's just not who I am.
Right. Smart, man.
Yeah, just for me, man. If that's your thing, that's your thing. That's cool. But it's not my thing. So
right.
I don't know, man. I'm that guy that I hate to be told what to do. I don't want to be told what to do by anybody, man. When my mom and dad told me, they used to have to beat my ass sometimes because I didn't do it because they told me to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when they started kicking my ass, then I did it. But until then, I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just wasn't my road to go down to. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. And do you believe that boxing kept you out of trouble?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, for sure. There was time, because I was a true. Watch. My family didn't want me to fight. Nobody in my family wanted me to fight. They said I was goofing off too much. I was gonna get in trouble. I was gonna get killed on the street. Something was gonna happen. They didn't want me to They didn't want me to train. That I would take it serious. The whole 9 yards. But it's something that I like doing. I like to fight. I've always liked fighting. I remember my first fight was in kindergarten. No lie, I remember it like it was yesterday. And once I punched that kid, man, it just felt really good. And it solved the problem. So that's the way I solved my problems. And so I just like doing it. And then when my brother was doing it, and he was pretty successful at it. Then you know what? Honestly, I was in college. I was 20 years old. And I either wanted to be, this is crazy. I either wanted to be a cop or I wanted to be a boxer. Yeah. And so I went to college and I was taking all my administration of justice classes to become a cop. And then I took the test to enroll as a community service officer, CSO, right? And then I went to the class, I signed my list and I took a test. I passed first in my class, which is shocking. Because I wasn't really school guy, no soy pendejo, but I wasn't really a brainiac, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so I got the letter that says, hey, I don't remember what day it was. They said, let's come Wednesday on Richards Boulevard, come over here, sign up, you're good to go, you're in. You passed first in class. And I'm going, oh wow. And I remember standing in the where everybody's in the open area at the college, and I'm going, man. Do I really want to fight or do I want to be a cop? And I always thought, man, I remember sitting by the stairs and thinking, you know what? I can always be a cop, but you can only fight for a certain time, Be that and become a cop, But if I become a cop first, I'll never be able to box because I'll be doing what I'm doing, So I thought, man, it was just a flip of a coin, man. I thought, I'll box, fuck it, and then I started training. I turned. As a matter of fact, that day, I decided that the next day I went down to the state athletic commission, got the paperwork, did all my paperwork, turned it in, and I didn't tell my parents what I did. I didn't tell anybody what I did.